Hello. Okay, let me pull my hoodie down a little bit. Um, so I started eating. Maybe not eating is a bit strong. Um, I became very leery of Donald Trump back when. This probably me. I guess the Central Park Five when he wanted them executed, and then they were exonerated, and then he still wanted them executed. Like he didn't take that back. And then I learned about some of his history from the '70s and his he and his father, and they had the federal housing issues, discrimination cases. I didn't know about that till later. I always thought he was like a bit gaudy, at least. But then I watched The Apprentice, and mainly because my mother was watching it, so I was just because I would never watch The Apprentice. But, it was interesting, it's like, at some point, I was like, "The prize is to work for Donald Trump. Why would anybody wanna work with Donald Trump?" Like, what okay, I get it, he's rich or whatever, but maybe, but he's so obnoxious and insufferable, and then you could really tell that he got a joy from, telling people, "You're fired." "You're fired," or however he puts it. Anyway, and then to watch all these celebrities, Gilbert Godfrey, I think was Terrell Owens on there? I mean, all these people, Omarosa, they're all sycophants. It's like a cult. You could tell it was like a cult like uh relationship even then. And then there's of course the birth certificate. I mean, it's the most blatantly racist white supremacist, I at this point, I'm not really, so much a big fan of Barack Obama's anymore, but I thought it was really I mean, it's just utterly racist, and then he has "Grab Him by the Pussy," with what's his name? What was that guy's name? Billy Bush got fired for that incident, but Donald Trump got hired as the president of the United States after saying that. Says, and then there was the racism and the violence at his, uh, you know, what do you call that? Before he was elected, the uh, we don't even have them anymore. The primaries. Remember when he's a candidate and they were using violence, and he's saying, I'll pay their bills if they get arrested, get them out of here, get them out." Like, why would anybody want such a loathsome creature as the president of the United States? It's unbelievable to me. And I think the answer is in part because the Democrats are terrible. The Democrats are terrible. Okay. Let me just say, I've never voted for a Republican in my life. I think when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I recognized that the Republicans were sort of bad and the Democrats were the good guys. And so I voted for Democrats. Well, I couldn't vote for Democrats till I was 18, but I did. And they always lost. They usually lost, of course, except for Bill Clinton, then Barack Obama, then Joe Biden. Okay. But I saw a bunch of them, John Kerry, Mike Dukakis, I can't even remember half of them. They were so lackluster, by, Obama and Clinton, Bill Clinton had, charisma. They might have been, better con artists, but they had at least had some charisma, and one of the reasons why Democrats And I would argue Joe Biden is probably gonna lose because he does not have that same kind of charisma. He's not like an Obama or a Clinton. He's more like a Hillary Clinton, and he's a bit of a bore. And I would argue that the only reason he won was because of COVID. And the reason why the Democrats are boring and you know, uninspiring and everything is precisely because they don't work for you. They don't work. They're not Democrats. That's the problem. They're oligarchs. They work for BlackRock. As you can see right now, we're in two wars, proxy war, which we initiated largely because of the war machine. It's highly profitable, and that's who they work for. They don't work for us. That's why we don't get health care. That's why we don't get student debt cancellation. Nothing. It's your politicians don't work for you. Point blank. Sorry, and it's up to us to change that. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. Voting for Joe Biden right now, all it's going to do is prolong the inevitable. Then another Republican's going to come along who, believe it or not, is probably going to be worse than Trump. Kind of see this happening each cycle. Dick Cheney was pretty awful. Sarah Palin was horrible. So now they got Trump. I don't know who's coming next, but it's going to have to be a bigger sociopath because the Democrats keep moving to the right. The Republicans keep moving to the right. They're now some kind of a cult, Trump cult. When he's gone, there's going to be somebody even more loathsome, if that's even possible. I don't know where they're going to find them, but they will. And the Democrats will keep following them to the right. And it's just awful. I don't know if we need, as Lawrence Lessig said, a second constitutional convention, but maybe that is what we need. But it's just terrible. Peace out.